These are some embarrassing decisions made by referees in the history of the World Cup. Let's start with the obvious one, the 1986 Mexico World Cup, when England faced Argentina in the quarter-final. The opening goal came 6 minutes after the start of the second half, scored by the Argentinian captain, Diego Maradona. The ball was lifted into the penalty box and the English goalkeeper, Peter Shilton, came to collect it. However, Maradona managed to reach it first. It wasn't Maradona's head that touched the ball but his left hand, knocking the ball over Shilton with his hand and into the net. The England players immediately protested to the referee, indicating a handball. The goal stood. The second incident still involved England, but this time it went in their favor. In the 1966 World Cup final, England faced off against West Germany, with the score tied at 2-2 in extra time. England's Geoff Hurst took a shot at goal that hit the crossbar, bounced down, and seemed to land just outside the goal, but the referee, after a quick chat with his linesman, awarded the goal. The English crowd went wild, but the Germans were furious. But that controversial moment turned out to be decisive. England went on to score another, securing a 4-2 victory and their first ever World Cup win. To this day, fans still argue whether it was a goal or not. Next is the second leg between the Republic of Ireland and France in the World Cup playoff. This match determines which of the two teams would qualify for the 2010 World Cup. France had won the first leg 1-0, but Ireland won the second by the same score, meaning that extra time was needed to determine the overall winner. During the additional 30 minutes, Florent Malouda played a free kick into the Irish 18-yards box. The French star Thierry Henry used his hand to keep the ball in play before delivering a deadly pass across the box to William Gallas. Despite animated complaints from the Irish defenders toward the referee, the goal stood and France qualified at Ireland's expense. Though no goal was scored or disallowed, the next incident should have resulted in a red card, a penalty to France, and a lengthy ban for 1982 West Germany goalkeeper Toni Schumacher. Early in the second half of the World Cup semi-final, French Patrick Battiston was powering towards a fantastic pass on the edge of the penalty area. Schumacher came off his line to meet it, but instead, turned his attention to Battiston, leaping into the air and clattering into the French defender. Schumacher's hip caught him in the face, instantly knocking him unconscious. The Frenchman was wheeled off the pitch on a stretcher and given oxygen, later falling into a coma. All the while, Schumacher waited to take a goal kick and get the game up and running again. France lost the game on penalties, while Schumacher was hailed a hero for his fine saves during the shootout. The next one is a 2022 World Cup qualifying game between Portugal and Serbia. Ronaldo produced an expert first-time finish after racing onto a crossfield pass from Nuno Mendes in stoppage time against Serbia, and replay showed that the ball had crossed the line before Aleksandar Mitrovic was able to clear. But Mario Dix, the assistant referee, ruled Cristiano Ronaldo's goal hadn't crossed the line. The match ended in a 2-2 draw. The Portugal forward was booked for his protests and walked off the pitch before the final whistle, throwing his captain's armband to the ground on his way down the tunnel. Finally, this one happened in the 2010 World Cup, and it has to do with England again, this time, Frank Lampard. And this time, it didn't go their way. Trailing 1-2 with 37 minutes into the match, England midfielder Lampard found Germany goalkeeper Manuel Neuer off his line and went for a long ranger, which hit the underside of the crossbar. It bounced down at least almost 3 feet over the line, up against the bar and down again into Neuer's arms, but the referee will not give it as a goal. The English players, including Lampard, unsuccessfully pleaded their case with referee. The replay showed the ball going over the line by 2 or 3 feet.